knowledge and his skills, what it is to take to get over his issues.
Absolutely.
And how can he say that he gonna change if he don't know which way to go to change?
That's right. That's right.
So women, if your guy is doing these type of things, encourage him to be different.
Yes.
Encourage him to be uncommon. Encourage him to go
yes,
into a manhood
yes.
program. Because right now, by him living in this box, he is limiting himself of what he can do or how he can lead his family.
That's right.
So when he step out, when he step out his box, he can be more open-minded to his environment and to the issues that's at hand. I just want to go back to that box also a little bit too. When I was hanging in the street, I didn't know nothing else. I thought that was the only thing.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Smoking weed, criminal activities, guns, girls, sex. I thought that was it until I was exposed to something different that was outside that little box.
There you go.
What society put us in.
That's right. Brother Josh, how you feel about that, man?
Brother Dwight totally hit it on the head. I don't have. For once, I'm totally flabbergasted. I have nothing to say.
That is just powerful, and I've been saying that for a long time. And women, like you said, women get hooked up into the bad boys, but they make it. The bad boys make it bad for the good guy. When the good guy come along, the women don't know how to appreciate the good guy. The good guy will do anything for that woman and take care of her, but she don't appreciate it. Because of the box of what they're so used to seeing, the men that they see, everybody's in that box. But when that guy that is different, talks different, walks different, does things different, treats her with respect, they don't know how to handle it.
Yes, you don't know what's good.
It's just like, oh my God, this can't be true, it can't be real. But it is. So what happens is, when we look at that, we as men, we might as well just be upfront, let's be for real. We are driven by what we see. We see a good woman, we feel that's another conquest on our stick.
Yep.
Another notch on our stick. That's all we think about.
That's all it is.
That's all it is.
And I can elaborate on that as far as that. when I was going through those things as far as his mother and father, I was going that child. Again, goes back with Brother Josh said weeks ago. We use different things as our outlet. We get addicted to certain things, and mine was female.
Yeah.
I got addicted to two things: the guns and the females.
Yeah.
So those are my two outlets.
Yeah.
And getting girl after girl after girl.
Yeah.
But then learn how to cherish her after I got her was my only problem.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
I got I got what I need to do, then move on to the next.
Yeah.
We as men, we're not being taught, and I know as when I was growing, I wasn't taught by my father, hey, this is how you should treat a girl.
Right.
I didn't get a conversation about sex. I didn't get a conversation about how should I dress. I didn't get a conversation about you doing good in school, let's start making goals. I didn't get a conversation about start to learn how to be an entrepreneur and things like that. I didn't get taught what it is to adapt and to go through life, or the decision making, standards, values, or make expectations. Most things I learned was from a little bit what my granddaddy was, and I say a little bit because I wasn't around him because I was being ignorant, hanging in the street. But when I got saved and things like that, he was dead and gone. So that I'm still dealing with that issue also too, because I was there, he was here now to see me, hey, that I changed, I left the street. That was the only thing he wanted me to get out of the streets. Now that I did, and I wanted to just go back to everything that I learned as far as decision making, expectation from books that I read. When I was incarcerated for something I didn't do, I had time to think. So I was always reading a TDJ book, Making Great Decisions for Life Without Limits. It taught me about myself. And that's the first time that I learned about, he had a topic that says, get rid of your junk in your trunk. And it was symbolic from your issues. What issues do you have? It's time to face your issues. You can't keep running from the things that you've been dealing with as a male. So I started learning there at that day about my character inside, and I started taking that into the heat, like, hey, what issues am I dealing with? Again, I was lacking the knowledge and the skills, but I started getting elevated. I started coming to the conclusion that I've been holding something in. So then on top of that, then this program made it even more better by me being open-minded. Again, I was carrying the father wound for very long.
Sure, sure.
I remember Brother Tyrone, we did a class, and it had up there because a father wound would impact a male more than any issue that he would deal with.
Yes.
So the topic was that if you not on the good terms with your father, he said by this date you need to talk to your father and express how you feel and how he treated you growing up. And I took that to account. I talked to my dad and I let him know, hey, this how I felt. This how you impacted me when I was growing up as a child. And I taught our relationship, we communicate more better, so there's no grudges, no hidden secrets, no hidden wounds there. I see you, I'm still loving the same, and we talk. And the same thing that I learned, I tell it to my other two sisters also too, that I know they was affected just as much as I was what we was going through.
Brother John? Evening. Powerful words, huh? Okay. Few more statistics and we'll move on. 49% of boys report being attacked with a weapon. We talked about that. The reason why, because of the box thing, because you, like you just said, that you were drawn to the guns and the girls. So obviously, if you're going to prove your manhood or to keep or let somebody know that who you are, you're going to pull out a weapon to prove who you are. Okay? And that's what happens. 43% have witnessed killings. 40% of the men or young boys in our society have witnessed a killing.
And go back to that box. Guys, when they witness a killing or any type of critical situation, by that box in the stereotypes in the environment says when they see something, don't be a snitch.
That's right. You see? That's how they said that. That's powerful, man.
It goes, and again, that's symbolic also too, that guy not expressing his feelings of what he saw.
That's right. That's right.
And again, by him being in that environment, he think, well, I just keep my mouth closed, everything's good. Again, you holding that in.
But that affects him on the inside though. It may carry him for the rest of his life.
And then that will go back to what we say, it affects him if he want to move forward or not.
Or heal.
Or then he gonna think back in his mind, it goes to both sides of the thing. If he think that if this happened to him, would he want somebody to hold it in? Or would he want somebody, hey, this what happened to your son, this what happened to this child and things like that. So when we witness things, it do affect us. And we go through life and when we see something else, we might have a flashback or I'm going to just cut to the chase. We will not be as open what we need to be. And then go back to the conversation what we had earlier today. And go back to when we go to situations, when we go places, we're going to be in the back chilling. I don't want to be involved.
That's right.
And again, I want to hit it back. Another thing, it creates passive men, not
Yes, powerful.
So when you see something, you should speak against it. You should say something. That's why we in the predicament where we in there. A lot of men see something, but they don't say something. First, they ain't none of my business. And they sit back. And let it go. Then again, another happened. And I don't got nothing to do with that. And it happened, and so on and so on and so on.
Oh, yeah. You just getting and taking it all later. Very good. We're just talking about 40% of boys witness killings.
That, like Brother Dwight said, that if you witness that, it's the street code. No snitching. That's the street code.
But that's the box, like you said. That's the box.
So that, if you don't tell somebody and you keep it inside, eventually it's going to eat you up. It's gonna make you want to tell somebody, or that's somebody's child, that's somebody's brother, sister, father, whatever. It's going to eat you up so bad inside that you're going to want to take your own life because it's eating you. You have no way of, and you go, because if you tell somebody, somebody might find out, and then somebody else might find out, and then it comes back to you. But you really got to let it go. Like they say, forgive and let go. Even though it's super hard to forgive and let go, because I'm going through that right now, the forgive and let go stage. But as Brother Dwight said, you need to learn to let it go, because it's going to eat you up.
Absolutely.
So if you see a killing, it's gonna haunt you. And maybe because you've seen it, you think, oh man, that's all right.
Yeah.
And then you go out and do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just a chain reaction.
That's what it is. Absolutely. All right. 35% report child sexual abuse. And that's high too. That's really not high, but it's high. That is 35%. That's still a lot of young boys that eventually come out. We heard about things in the Catholic Church after these boys eventually get old, they come back and report all this stuff. And not only within the church realm, but outside the church realm as well. You know, it's bad within the church itself, but outside of that, that's terrible because we have no boundaries. We don't have nothing there to protect that young child, especially the boys. We protect the girls. We try to the best way our ability because a man or the father, quote unquote, will protect that girl from anything, especially a boy. She's gonna protect that girl. But a boy, the mother's gonna let the boy go out and he's gonna do what he do. You see what I'm saying? And that's what it is. So there is a double standard there, and that's why we as young boys, and when we're younger, we are apt and we are more prone to all these things within the environment that says we as young boys, we should adapt these certain things and be within that box, and that's acceptable, but which really not.
So,
You go, brother.
the thing, going back to what you just said, Tyrone, about the mother is going to take the father, I mean the son. But see, it can be on the flip side.
That's true.
See, how can you be a parent? How can the father be a father if he's not going to protect that child?
That's true.
See, most of the incidents occurs, quote unquote, the father figure.
Yes, yes.
The father wound, the mother wound.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So as a mother, you're taught as a young age to nurture, like you said, the Bible says to nurture.
That's right.
But how can a father nurture you if you don't have a mother? How can that father be there to love you? He can't give you what you need because he's not a woman.
That's right. That's right.
So the father, you can go both ways, the mother wound and the father wound.
Sure.
Like you, Brother Tyrone, growing up without your mother.
Yeah.
It impacted you a lot.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
See, I grew up with a mother and a father when I got adopted. But until then, I was in a fight or flight mode, which means me and my brother had to steal food.
Sure.
We had to rob people because that's the only way we were able to eat.
Right.
So how can you be a father or a mother if you're not trained?
That's right.
How to?
That's right.
How, brother? Another thing I just want to elaborate, when you said it 3 minutes ago, when the male is not being protected, and when they didn't get their help, where they expected to get their help from, when it didn't come, when that help didn't come when the man expected it to come, it can affect him.
Yes.
When he grow up.
Yes.
So by him didn't getting that help, or nobody didn't come for him for help when he expected to, he can start doing the same thing to other people. Like, well, nobody come help for me. So,
That's right.
So why should I care about other people?
That's the
So I think this MSF Trauma Network for men is critical. Let men know that people probably didn't come for help for you when you expected them to, or they probably didn't come now. If you watching this, comment, take heed to what we saying. Let you know that we're trying to launch a nationwide men alert trauma network for men throughout the whole nation.
Yes.
And I know that when a man don't get help, it leaves a strong hold, but it's a super impact on him in a negative way. Like, hey, I would have been there for this individual. Why didn't come for me?
Yes.
They're gonna repeat that same action to other people. It's just like somebody get hurt in the street. Again, and all this falls in this box. It's so many things that in this box that society have us in that it seems so true and it seems so right. But it's not. We just being super manipulated.
That's right.
By the thing that's in this box. And we think everything in this box is right, correct, accurate, and there's no other way. When you in a box for so long,
it just seems like it's right.
This it. That's right. This it until you go outside. When you go outside the box, you go like, wow. Then you be more in tune with your life and other people's life. And I just want to touch back off the emotion intelligent part. when we as men, when we get to where we need to be, you know, come to this trauma event, we'll be in tune to other men's issues. We probably don't know what they're going through, but we know that men in general, we are dealing with things every day by daily. And that's why it's important, and again, this mission of this trauma event to reach out to every man, or we can't reach out to other men. That's why we're doing this video. So the man, when you're watching this episode or you're watching these broadcasts, it's men out there who really care. Look for the help. It probably don't. It's not coming on when you expect it to be, but it will come on time. So stay tuned to our broadcast. Listen to what we have to say. We all been through different situations, and we are very open to talk about what we've been through and ideas and solutions and ways to address these problems that we as men face. By doing this broadcast, we are very open about what we've been through. We are very open to every other man that's dealing with the similar, the same issues in different formats.
That's right. Well, we're going to get ready to close out. We want to talk about two more things, and we want to close the broadcast out. The effects of abuse, and I think we have touched on that, Brother Dwight and Brother Josh. The effects, although the logic mainstay of a man's coping is that we as men should cope a certain way. And we talk, and it goes right back to that box again. If you're going through something, keep your mouth shut, don't say nothing, handle your business, keep on moving on. But that, and just like you said, they put us in this box to say this is the way you're supposed to act. No matter what, this is what you do. But that's not right. No. That's not right. Because what happens is, once we, like I said in the beginning, once that water hose get a kink in that line, and that water, on the cartoon, it goes to that middle, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, what's going to happen is it's going to explode. And what that creates within the society, it creates crime, it creates drugs, it creates alcohol abuse, it creates rape, it creates all these things against another male or female. And then we wonder why that man acts the way he acts. Why is that? Well, because of these traumatic events and the way society has shaped us to think in the way we should be, but nobody is teaching that young man or that young boy how they should really be and tell them the way society is, that's not the right way. But we want to address those issues. But we'll be the first ones to complain, well, why is there so much crime out there? Those young boys don't care about nothing. Why is that? Well, we are the ones that have created it.
That's how they were taught.
That's exactly right. Exactly right. So in other words, vulnerability equals weakness.
I just wanted to make one simple, brief statement and go back to, we don't see our older guys stepping up in the community, and I'm going to get more in depth. Say older guy see some younger guys doing this. In this day and time, the older guys not going to pay the younger guys.
That's right.
Say, hey, this how should be. They are afraid that the younger guys probably react. Then you have these older guys that want to be like the young guys. So again, where are the leadership? Where are the positive male role models? Where are the males that's standing up for change? Where are the males that's trying to be uncommon instead of trying to be conform with the world or conform with the things that's going on?
I'm glad you said it. The scripture said, that's one of my favorite scriptures, Romans 12:2. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed, like you were saying, by the renewing of your mind, which is the acceptable thing in God, which He will bless you in that, but you have to be conformed. Not by the world's standards, but thinking outside the box to conform your thinking. Because if you don't conform your thinking, then you're going to fall right into society's box. And you're going to do the same thing that society says all right. Right? Brother Josh really enjoyed it today. So let's get down and let's close this out tonight. What are some of the reactions to our traumatic events in life? And I'll touch on a few things. If you want to say something, Brother Josh, Brother Dwight. Depression.
Depression? Oh boy. That's a good one right there, Tyrone.
Depression. That's one of our reactions.
Yeah, because as a young man, I take medicine for depression because when I was younger, because of some of the traumatic events in my life, I actually got depressed so much one time, Tyrone, I tried to commit suicide. Like somebody found me, and I thank God for that. But I didn't know who to talk to at the
Yeah,
time. I mean,
yeah.
when you're depressed and you don't have an outlet, what are you gonna do? You're gonna try to commit suicide because